After Friday's Journey Manager video, I've given it the weekend to think things over. I'm sat here on Sunday night. There is a video dropping on Monday. Hopefully it's the one you're watching right now. And it's not going to be with Esteghlal. That is right. After 3 years at this club, I feel like I've done what I can. Of course, if you didn't see the most recent episode of the Journey Manager, we lost on the final day. Zolbahan won. They jumped us to go top of the table. And against all the odds with a team that is working on an absolute shoestring budget, we couldn't secure the Iranian title. And as a result of that, we have left ourselves with just a measly 1,123 miles. Of course, if you're new to the series, this is a Journey Manager save where we started in Singapore, we earn miles through in-game achievements, such as winning the league, and then jump clubs. But like I said, Iran has run its course. I have an inkling where we might be going. I mean, saying all of that, for people new to the series, things rarely do go to plan here, but there are a couple of jobs in Saudi Arabia. I'd love to get the Al Nassr job. They've just been relegated, of course. In real life, they are Cristiano Ronaldo's side. He has long retired at this point. But even if I couldn't get that job, Al-Orobah is interesting. They had a media prediction as second. They play in the second tier of Saudi Arabia, and this year just gone, they missed out on promotion. Yeah, if I want to get 500 miles for a second division title, it could be a play. They're not exactly the richest team in Saudi Arabia, but you know what? In terms of wage budget and transfer budget, there is significant money to operate with, and if I'm not mistaken, this team do have an underwriter sugar daddy, so we should get a little bit of money as we succeed. Anyway, you know what I'm going to do before we run the intro? Let's apply for this job, and then perhaps more importantly, let's resign from Esteghlal. Iran has been beautiful. I've appreciated the fun of playing in a new league in Football Manager that I'll probably never play in again. They're offering me a new contract. It's not enough. I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman. Sherry, I am gone. And I have stepped down as manager. And suddenly I do feel slightly worried that if I don't get the jobs that I've just kind of banked on, we could be in a pickle. You know what? I'm going to run the intro. Hopefully those jobs I've applied for, someone gets back to me. We're starting a new chapter today, and wherever we go, it is going to be a transfer special. Okay, good news and bad news to start things today. Al Nassr have told me that my job application is unsuccessful. They hold reservations over my ability to suit the club's ambitious vision for the future. Apparently, I lack experience of guiding teams away from relegation. I mean, I've never been relegated as a manager, so that seems harsh. But on the other hand, Al-Orobah have offered me an interview. And in another weird twist, Al-Fateh, I didn't even apply for this job in Saudi Arabia. They've offered me a job interview as well. They are a team that have some okay finances in the grand scheme of things. They do play in the top division of Saudi Arabia. Media prediction of 4th. I don't even know if I can move to where they're based. We need to consult the map. Okay, so interestingly, they play in Al-Hoffuf, which is in my movement range. But in terms of my end goal being to get back to London and win a Premier League for my Football Manager son before he retires, I don't think that move makes as much sense. I do feel like Al-Orobah is a better option, just because they start in the second division, so we can try and get 500 miles to winning a secondary division, and then maybe build upon that to win the top division in Saudi Arabia. With this team, or maybe for the first time in this save game, we stay in a nation, but change teams. I mean, the fact they've offered me a job interview is pretty good. Let's do this interview. Of course, at this point, we've done a lot of these interviews in this save game. I feel like it's always just clicking the same answers. I don't care about how the media is handled. I can meet expectations. I have a track record for spending considerable time in a job. I've moved through like 4 or 5 teams at this point, but I'm just going to lie. I'll work with the director of football. Don't need budget to make changes. Their aim for the upcoming year is to get into the playoffs and then win promotion the year after. Obviously, we want to win the league. And that's the interview done. Yeah, I really have edited that one down. Apparently, I'm set to take over following the interview. I mean, that sounds promising. Maybe I'm not going to be unemployed for long. Al-Orobah, please come and give me a job, or this is going to be awkward. I will say, if they don't now give me a job, there's no other jobs available. Here are the jobs available. The jobs in Turkey are both based around Istanbul. I did check, and yeah, I've just turned down Al-Fateh. So Orobah really is my only hope. Okay, you know what? I am really, really relieved that I have some good news for you. I've been offered the job at Al-Orobah. 30 million transfer budget. The wage budget, they're only spending half of it. So that sounds fantastic to me. Only downside, they're only offering me a 1-year deal. So we need to make sure we don't mess it up. But apparently I'm the ideal manager to replace Esteghlal, the old Algerian striker. This guy was an absolute baller in Football Manager back when he was playing for Nice. Obviously, my aim for the upcoming year is going to be to win the league because I really, really, really want the 500 miles for winning a secondary division. They're only offering me a 1 year. Can I make it a 2-year deal, Mr. Chairman? I'll take a little bit less. I'll tell you what. I don't know if that's me working my magic or if I've made a moronic decision there. I got a 2-year deal. And here we are, the start of a new era as we, manage in Saudi Arabia. A team who for the year just gone had a media prediction of second. There's some quite big teams that have been relegated in this universe down into the second division of Saudi Arabia. We might not be second for the coming season. They want defensively solid football. They want us to play a high-tempo play, and the rest of it, you know what? It's all fairly simple. After years of working on a shoestring budget, I'm a little bit worried that the money at this club might go to my head. Potentially. Now, as I already mentioned, we play in the second division of Saudi Arabia, the Yellow League. If we just look at the history of this club, they were relegated from the Saudi Pro League last year, and they've just failed to bounce back at the first time of asking, hence the manager moving on. I have just noticed here, Al-Ittihad have just been relegated from the second division of Saudi Arabia. They're now going to be in an unplayable third division. They've got 172 million in the bank. I wish I could have applied for their job. I have also just realised that our badge, for whatever reason, has all the text at an angle. That is actually, as a graphic designer, making me slightly irrationally angry. Before we do anything, just checking the league rules, because I think this is important, isn't it? Maximum of 6 foreign players, maximum squad size of 25. I like to hoard players. That is definitely going to be a test for me. Here is the current first team. The highest earner is Ambrosino, who's on £15,000 a week. He obviously is using one of my foreign player slots, and I don't know if I can do better than him, but I thought he would be better. You can see how we've got all the foreign players at the top on the big wages. I feel like, well, in any league where you have a limited number of foreign player spots, you kind of want to make the most of the spots. I mean, who is this bloke? Why are we using a foreign spot on Hagman? I'm sorry, Hagman, if you're watching at home. You're literally not worth using a foreign player spot. What has the current manager been doing? I guess what's going to be interesting here is with the limitation on foreign players, there's going to be a big focus on Saudi players in our team. And if we look at the Saudi talent that we have, our best player is in on loan for the year. That's always a good sign. From Al Riyadh, 21 years old. Can we sign him permanently? Maybe we can. They want 600,000 to £5 million, which in my head feels like a lot of money. Then I remember that we have actually got a £30 million transfer budget here. This is so different to Iran, you have no idea. I'm looking through all the other foreign players of the team here. I think I'm just going to get rid of the entire team. In fact, this guy's already leaving. He's heading to Como. Yeah, I'm going to purge this team, I've decided. I walked into the job yesterday. I'm selecting all the foreign players. I'm just going to offer them out. Get them out my club. I realise I've never managed in Saudi Arabia before. I've just offered out arguably our best players. When does the season start and end? Okay, our relegation playoff ended just under a month ago. It appears the season starts at the end of August. Right now it's the middle of June. At least I've got time to get my feet under the desk and do stuff. I mean, given the fact that Saudi Arabian players are going to be an absolute premium, would it be stupid to start trying to hoard some of these players from the youth teams? You know what? I'm going to scout them anyway. This is the most Football Manager approach to the problem ever. I've just got to steal all the good Saudi players before they go to bigger teams. Also, we're currently doing a transfer deal. We're trying to sign this guy. I mean, he's not bad. How much are we spending on him? 1.3 million. I'm cancelling that. Now, as I mentioned in the intro, I'm actually recording this on Sunday night. Right now, it's 10:45 p.m. I feel like I'm about to have a very, very late night playing Football Manager. This could be just me documenting my descent into madness. Now, something that I probably should have done just a moment ago is plot our progress on the map. If you're wondering, where does Al-Orobah play, Jack? It's a great question. They play in Sakaka, which I did have on the map. Here it is. Here is Sakaka. There should be a patch of green, I think, here. Somewhere around here is the football stadium. We're talking a matter of miles. We're not scientists. Let's click it and spend our miles. And with it, I now only have 370 miles left. Now, there's a few reasons why this is quite a good move for a club. Firstly, It's not far south, like maybe a Riyadh move or a Jeddah move. So we're not moving super far off our end goal of London. On top of that, I have got Egypt loaded. I have got Turkey loaded. And whilst obviously our new movement circle is quite a bit smaller than it was a moment ago, I do still have kind of outs out of Saudi Arabia if I realise I'm never going to win the Saudi Pro League. Of course, ultimately, we are just going to win the Saudi Yellow League anyway, and then we're going to win the Pro League the year after. I've just realised I've left my son in Iran. That is a sentence that, out of context, doesn't sound great. Mark, move to my club. Welcome, Mark. He joins the club and instantly has the highest star rating. It is a shame that his ability is so wasted by being able to play every position. Our current highest earner is on £15,750. He's going to earn that amount. And as has become a trend for this entire save game, we've got to add a new nationality. That nationality is Saudi Arabian. Would really help if I could spell Saudi, wouldn't it? That would definitely help it show up on the list. Now, in terms of how I'm going to approach things here, at the transfer window, when does it open? It opens... It's open now. It closes on the 22nd of August. Well, you know what? I'm going to try and get rid of all the foreign players that I don't want to keep. Maybe try and get some transfer stuff going. And I guess at some point in the near future, we will have the season update date, you know, where everything gets processed. I've just noticed the key player at my club I didn't see in the first team. It's a goalie in my reserve team. He's leaving on a free transfer anyway in 2 weeks. Does the rest of my reserve team have anyone? Okay, never mind. Oh, God, this is awful. And if you are wondering, you know, what kind of level of player could we maybe attract here? Like, there is actually genuinely... Okay, I was going to say good player. I shouldn't organise by star ratings. But there is genuinely, I found a guy who's good, some good players here. Akdag, Besiktas, 18-year-old right winger. This guy looks kind of phenomenal. I know I shouldn't just sign the first players that appear on my first search, especially because I could probably up the scouting range. Like, he is legitimately brilliant. I mean, to be fair, this bloke who's currently on loan at Luton, who I haven't offered out yet, he's quite good too. This team is an entire mess. I've just got Kosovo internationals who are actually very, very good on loan in Luton. It's a very, very weird universe, isn't it, that we live in? I'm being asked to create a tactical direction. I'm doing this later. Okay, it turns out that I've hit continue twice, and I think we're now in the new season. Are we in the new season? We are. The put expectations have been lowered to a mid-table finish. I've spent the entire video talking about winning the league. What's the season preview saying? Oh, okay. You know what? We're still in 4th for now. I just have to add in some new players. I've just noticed that players like Mateus Nunes and also Donnarumma are going to be in my league this year. Well, that is interesting, isn't it? So in my league this year, we've got Al-Hilal, Al-Nassr, and ourselves. I mean, Al-Nassr and Al-Hilal are like two of the biggest teams in Saudi Arabia, so the fact they've been relegated is mad. Although I am now looking at, like, Al-Hilal's first team here. It seems like they don't have enough actual Saudi players in their team, and they're probably having to play a bunch of children to make up the numbers. The more I look at these things, the more sense it is starting to make. Our first game of the season is in 71 days. I've got ages to sort this team. Now, it might seem silly, but actually, I think one of the first things I should be doing here is looking to see if I can get some Saudi Arabian players whose contracts are about to expire who would strengthen the first team. Given the fact that, obviously, there's a limitation on foreign players, trying to get in a really good core of Saudi players would be nice. Players like Al-Harbi here, probably good enough to be a right back in this division. I'll be honest, I have no idea what the standard of this division is, but his stars are good. Al-Bashir, 24 years old, actually looks like he could be a decent little centre attacking mid. Even Ahmed Al-Otaibi here, like, this guy looks like a kind of serviceable striker, dare I say. 25 years old. I mean, £1.2 million spent on him. I feel like this is just something I'm probably going to have to do in order to get in good enough Saudi players. A lot of this money that we have transfer budget-wise has to go on getting in the domestic players. I mean, Adel Masood here, my scouts have scouted, super consistent, has some crazy mentals, not the best technicals or physicals, but he's just available as a free transfer. I mean, this might be me just jumping into transfers way too soon, but I feel like I should be just giving this guy an offer. He's currently on £12,000 a week. He's asking for only £2,000 to play for us, Money is not going to be an issue here. I'm just going to chuck a load of money at him. I feel like that's going to be my solution to all my transfer problems. Do I need a striker? I don't even know. He just looks good, and my scouts have already looked at him. I mean, if I need a goalie, Al-Orobah here looks really, really solid. He's contracted to Jeddah at the moment. Kind of attribute-wise, he's not the best player in the world by any means, but he's played a decent amount at Saudi First Division level. To be fair, my current goalkeeper is Hakami here, who doesn't even look that bad now that I've actually looked at him. But do I get the guy in blue just for a bit of depth? You know what? I think I will make an offer for Al-Orobah. I mean, look, it's a free transfer anyway. He only wants £700 a week. We have a wage budget of like hundreds of thousands of pounds. This is fine. I mean, this bloke's just a free agent. He's a free agent with youth caps of Saudi Arabia. He's 18. He's been released by Al Ahly. I'll just sign him. Why not? Oh, he does want a release clause to teams in a higher division. You know what? We'll just keep it in. They'll be fine. Contract offered. I'm not even negotiating them. I feel like the money might be going to my head slightly. This is my new way of finding players. Nationality Saudi, youth apps at least one, and then just sign any players that show up on the list. I realise I've not even got rid of the foreign players yet. I'm definitely getting carried away. Maybe I should just try and focus on the foreign signings first. Apparently, I face late pressure to sign Al-Khani, and more people have now made offers. Let's just throw more money at him. If you didn't know, there's a line you can get players to say in Football Manager. If the agent says my client thinks this is a very acceptable offer, no matter what, the player will sign for you. So I just have to get him to say the line. How much signing on for? You know, we can have $1 million to sign on. He's still not giving me the line. I mean, the fact that I'm still not getting the line and I'm now offering £10,000 is slightly concerning, but I think that's a reflection that maybe some of the other teams that have made offers have offered this guy a lot of money. I've done a little bit of research. He is genuinely very, very good. Like, for a free agent, I mean, I suppose the hint here is, look at all the teams interested. Now, admittedly, previously I was offering him £2,500 a week, and I'm now offering him £12,000. This guy's going to be my main striker for the coming year. I've not even got him scouted. We should probably scout him, shouldn't we? It might be a blessing if he goes to another team. Okay, one of the players I wanted to get rid of, Nabian, has had an offer. It's £2 million. I thought it was 2.5. That's his asking price. We're still going to take it. Ambrosino, the striker, who's our highest earner. I mean, I've had an offer here of £70,000. I mean, the money doesn't really matter. I just don't want to waste foreign player spots on players like this. Like, Al-Khani is the Saudi Arabian youngster I've thrown £12,000 at. He's legitimately as good as the 29-year-old Italian. Okay, maybe not when you look at it like this, but there's not a world of difference. Ambrosino, get him gone. We have had some offers for this guy as well. Luca, oh gosh, it's a scary Finnish name. Hyrelainen. Sounded good, didn't it? This guy's actually a pretty good centre-back for this kind of league. Someone who's got really, really good aerial ability, just typically is quite a good use of a foreign player spot. I think we can do better. In fact, the only one of our foreign players we've not got an offer for is Felix Hagman. It might be that I just don't register him. We'll offer him out for £0. Someone surely wants him for free. I mean, I don't want to get overexcited too soon. I've freed up all our foreign player spots immediately, and I thought that might be a problem. New intermediary suggestion, Cesar Boldriz, a Uruguayan striker who plays for Liverpool FC in Uruguay. He is awful, but the fact he wants to join me now makes me think, should I go look at like the South American national youth teams for players? Or just the actual teams. Like someone like this guy, Carlos Oliveira. He's playing for Defensa Sporting. Do you want to come and earn big bucks? No. He would actually be an insane signing as well, wouldn't he? I mean, he was just legitimately the first person I looked at. Should we go look at the rest of the national teams? I mean, Venezuela have got a 17-year-old right-back playing for them. He's not very good. This guy's playing for Olympiacos. He's mental. I mean, Brazil have got a few very, very good players still playing in Brazil. I feel like if I was a top division Saudi club, they might join me. They don't want to come to the second division. Javier Cuellar, Chilean, right winger who can play on the left. Look at the physicals. 20. Does he want to join me? He doesn't have interest. I really thought the players like this would want to join me. What about Colombians? There's a guy who plays a junior here. He's on £3,000 a week. I can pay him so much more to play for me. Doesn't want to join me. I'll tell you what, these players are available for so cheap as well. Yeah, I could make my team so good if they wanted to join. What about Paraguayans? Diego Gamara. He's not as exciting, but would he want to join me? No. Never mind. I realise, instead of just going through the national youth teams, I should just update the world package to kind of the scout package to world, get rid of the Saudi filter, then just put it to, well, youth apps at least one, and then just filter by nations and stuff. I'm sure there's some great players. You know what? Why youth caps? Let's just go full international caps. Okay, I'll be honest. I've gone through the players at the top of this list. I'm very underwhelmed. They're not very good. I do wonder if I go to similar teams to where I kind of went looking for players when I was in Iran, if I'll have better results. There was loads of really good players I signed from teams like Diambars, who were just top quality players who I could sign for next to nothing. I'd be shocked if some of these didn't want to join me. This guy probably doesn't want to join me because he's not 18 yet. Just go to Generation Foot. That's my solution in Football Manager. If in doubt, go to Generation Foot, look at their players, who often are quite good, and make offers. This guy's quality. Then after you've gone to Generation Foot, it's all about ASAC, isn't it? You go to ASAC, they have players too. Kuaku. Does he want to join me? He wouldn't be interested, but if I improve the squad, he might. Challenge accepted. To be fair, I've not even looked at the scouting recommendations here, but there are, like, various players being recommended. There's quite a lot of Turkish youngsters, it seems like, that just aren't happy that I might be able to sign, and also just Serbian free agents, because why not Serbian free agents? To be honest, this guy's a centre attacking mid could be really good. Asaf Gonulakar, definitely saying that correctly. How much would he cost me? 1.2 million. I've got a transfer budget of 30 million. Should we just buy him? I should probably have a little hunt around. Can you tell the money here in Saudi Arabia is just going to my head a little bit? It's dangerous doing this episode when it's so late at night and I'm slightly sleep deprived. I mean, to be fair, there are some Iranian players being recommended. I kind of wonder, should I go and look at my former team? I'd feel bad stealing kind of Esteghlaal's best players, but there are some players in this team that were legitimately good. Someone like Abbasi, whose transfer listed by request due to the club's perilous financial position. I mean, I would love to pick him up. And he'd like to join me too. I think we might just get reunited. If I just compare him to the bloke we were looking at who plays for Başakşehir in Turkey, I'd argue he is like just a way better player. Right, Abbasi, 900k, please come and join us. I'm just sat wondering if there's other players that would be useful. Like someone like Mortazavi, really not a bad option. He's only just turned 19. He's available for £1.3 million transfer listed. I feel like, you know what, I'm just going to scout the entire team. I really like Abbasi through the middle, but there are other players here that I'm definitely not against signing. Okay, Abbasi wants a lot of promises to join the club. I'm just going to make all the promises. Also, we will teach him how to speak Arabic. Of course, that will be lessons that I provide myself. He wants the club to be treated as a stepping stone, so he wants a release clause in the contract. I don't love it, but to be honest, he's the kind of player who would probably stay with me for this year, and if we get promoted because of the foreign player limits, he might not be good enough for the next step up. Normally with contract negotiations, having managed in Iran where we had no money, I'd panic over stuff like this. I kind of look at this all and go, yeah, it's all right, just suggest, that'll do me. Generation Foot want more time to weigh up the Faye offer. I don't even know if Faye's going to want to join me. I'll offer him $500,000 for him, why not? They've accepted that. Hopefully he wants to join me. He doesn't want to join me. He'd rather join Crystal Palace or PSG. That is a weird, like, you know, couple of clubs to compare ourselves against, isn't it? Okay, Abdel Masoud, who I just thought would be a fun striker option. He is joining us as a fringe player. That's not the man I chucked stupid money at. I'm still waiting on a reply from Al-Khani. I hope he comes to us. I'll be really sad if he goes elsewhere now. I've thrown a lot of money at him. Like, he originally asked for £2,500. I think it was like 12,000 I've ended up giving him. In case it's not obvious at this point as well, I do feel like when it comes to my financial sense and determination, shall we say, to get in a bargain, it might wane slightly here in Saudi Arabia. There's more money than sense. I don't have to think about things. Abbasi's joining us. First signing, I'm signing my star man from my former club. Also, Faye, who I wanted to sign from Generation Foot, is now at an offer from Bayer Leverkusen. I'm fuming. There's a bloke who's in the list of players here. Saeed Abdel Moniem. He is an Egyptian centre-back who actually looks really quite good. I like him because he can play anywhere across the defence. And he's actually really well-rounded. I mean, he's a free transfer, and I don't really need players to be free transfers. But he legitimately looks very, very good. I've made him an offer of £10,000 a week, a 3-year deal. I mean, if we just compare him to the other players already in our ranks. Luca, we are moving on currently, the 28-year-old. And I feel like while Abdel isn't as well-rounded in terms of, well, the profile of player he's got, he's younger, better mentals, and the ability to play anywhere across the back four, I actually really like. There are other players here, by the way, my scouts are recommending, who are kind of Saudi players, who actually don't look bad themselves. But maybe there's other options out there. Like, it might sound stupid. I'm going to just send one of my scouts looking for players that have 3-star ability or higher, age at most 25. And I want them just to look for players specifically in Saudi Arabia. This is what we should be focusing on, I think, with our scouts. For me, finding the foreign players, I think that's easier. Okay, Abbasi has officially joined us. He's been given an A-, which I feel like is a pretty promising review for a first signing at the club. Also, Abdel Moniem, the Egyptian player, loads of teams have suddenly appeared and are interested. I'm hoping he's going to turn them all down and join us. Oh, loads of Turkish teams in the top division are now making offers for Moniem. We'll give him a bit more. I've been here before, haven't I? He can have £14,500. I'm not going higher than that. I feel like the money that I've offered to some of these players, if the players turn me down, they're not right for the project. It's not the most exciting signing, but Al-Dawa is going to sign for us to be a new third-choice goalie. £700 a week for him, bargain. And I'm getting all the scout reports in for all the different Saudi players I scouted from the youth team setup. See, like players like this, I should probably just make offers for, shouldn't I? Al-Mohammed here, left winger, 20 years old. Good physicals, minus the jumping reach. Ignore the jumping reach. He's not awful. I guess, do I want to spend 2 to 4 million on him? That is the big question mark, isn't it? He's got 2 goals playing in the first division ever, which isn't exactly great considering I'm hoping to get promoted out of that division this year. Okay, Nabian, one of our foreign players, is leaving. £2 million for him feels like a pretty good return. Luca is also leaving the building. I'll be honest, I'm a little bit more hesitant about this one just because having looked at the options out there, he might be better than other options I could sign. So I am going to delay it. Oh my word, I've just seen an item in my inbox. Have you seen this? Al-Karini is signing for us. The man who I've thrown stupendous money at. This man's going to be my big man up top. And I believe in him. I've not even got a scout report. Doesn't matter, we're signing him. Other teams wanted him, he must be good. Also, there's quite a lot of my own players that are already at the club that are Saudi Arabian that are getting offers on them as well, which I feel like is probably quite a promising sign that they might actually be good. Turkey here is one of my better rated players who's actually contracted to the club. He got 8 assists and he's in on loan. I do have the option to sign him. I don't know how much they want. 5 million. Okay, never mind. Sorry, Turkey. You're going home for Christmas. I've just been plotting out a rough starting 11. Of course, we've just signed Al-Khani for stupid money. He has to play, and Abbasi, an advanced playmaker's great. But there are other players like Al-Basha, who's already at the club, who looks like a really good centre attacking mid option. Also, Al-Atabi here, decent striker, quite good in the air. A little bit of a different mould to Al-Khani. Our other option, these two as a pairing, I think could work kind of nicely. I don't recall the last time I played a 4-2-2 in Football Manager. It's been a long time. Could be quite a fun little experiment to try and get it working, because I feel like typically it's a formation you never really see do that well. I've removed all the foreign players that are currently on their way out the club. Like, this does actually make the use of my best players currently here. I will say I might have discovered the glaring weakness in this team at centre-backs. So we don't really have great centre-backs. I mean, Bislimi is coming back from his loan at Luton. I might end up playing him at centre-back. And I feel like he's the kind of player who's going to hate playing in the second division. He's just going to have to get used to it. Ambrosino is leaving the building as well. I'll tell you what, we've done a really good job of getting rid of the foreign players that are already at the club. I don't necessarily rate that highly. I should say at this point, when it comes to first episodes of Let's Plays, there's kind of a general rule of thumb. Keep them short, snappy, get people invested in early, and always play a match. I'm breaking all the rules today, but if you are enjoying this transfer special thus far, which, let's be honest, is absolute chaos, go down below, leave a like, Let me know. Am I justified to just be losing the plot when it comes to the finances? I've gone from a club that had no money literally whatsoever in Iran to just I've got money coming out the wazoo, and I'm going to spend every bit of it as it comes out. Okay, so I did make some offers for players that I talked about earlier. Akdag, I decided to go in and make an offer for. I know I've just discussed the 4-2-2 narrow, but this guy was one of the first players we looked at as an option to bring in at 18 for 3.2 million. Like, he could have some really good potential. We've probably got to get a scout report on him. And of course, if you didn't know this, under recruitment focus, if you go to scout priorities, where you have all your different scouting stuff going on, you can find players that you want to kind of scout quicker, like Akdag, and then click prioritize assignment. We'll get that scout report sooner now. But I do really like the look of this guy. He wants a release clause. I'm hoping we can negotiate it out. He wants a non-promotion release clause of 3.6 million. I can't really argue with that. A lot of the players I'm signing do want these top division promotional wage rises, but I'm just kind of fine with biting the bullet, gritting my teeth, and dealing with it next year, assuming we do, of course, get promoted. I mean, to be honest, even if he doesn't have a load of potential, his current ability is really good out on that right-hand side. Another player I made an offer for is Darwish. This is a massive overpay, but there is just a premium on Saudi Arabian talent. 21 years old, got him scouted, looks like a good little centre-back, and this is an area of the pitch where we do struggle. I know you might look at him and go, well, he's not that good. He would be our second best centre-back if he joined us. Luca, who is actually rated as our best centre-back, of course, on his way out the club. I realised that I delayed his whole transfer out. His contract is running up at the end of this month anyway. So really, you know what? We'll ask for confirmation. He is going to have to leave the building. Okay, contract agreed for Darwish. Only wanted to be a squad player, which is useful. I've been asked if I want to loan him back. Absolutely not. If I do end up signing the Turkish right midfielder, there is a world where maybe we go for something fun and asymmetric. I'm wondering some kind of asymmetric 4-3-3, maybe? I feel like it's still very early on in the transfer window, really. Saying all of that, I'm acutely aware of the fact we're already half an hour into this video. There's been a lot going on today. I'm now looking at players who are just partial nationality of Saudi Arabian just to see what's out there. Darwish is right up there. Another player who I hadn't looked at before, but we do have scouted, is Al-Kamiz here. He is a left back. We do have a left back in Al-Nazi here, but to be honest, if we just compare the two, Al-Kamiz would be a pretty significant upgrade in the left-back department, and he's only 20. I feel like this is one of those where I just kind of have to make an offer. It'd be stupid not to. They want 3.8 million, and it is a monumental overpay. I'm going to negotiate it down to 3.6, but I feel like it's probably just worth it. Having looked through the squads of teams in our league, one of the really evident things is there are many teams that really struggle to build a team of Saudi talents. A lot of the teams that are the well-off, super rich clubs that have been relegated in recent years, the reason they're getting relegated is they've got players on hundreds of thousands of pounds each, and then they just don't have any Saudi players. And actually, spending big on the Saudi players feels like it could be a bit of a recipe for success. Okay, bid for Al-Kamiz accepted. He only wants to be a squad player. He will play on the regular for us. I think a lot of the reasons why these players are asking for squad status for their role is they're kind of comparing their ability versus the current stars of our first team. Obviously, there is always going to be this big step down from the foreign players to the Saudi players. But Al-Kamiz, I think, is definitely up to the task of being at least a squad player at left back. I have got players like Al-Dasari already at the club who can play left back and right back. I just feel like Al-Kamiz, he's a funner attacking option. And if I am going to go down this asymmetric route, I'm going to be asking a lot of the left back. I will say, I do feel like the star ratings are kind of inaccurate with our current team. That's probably a reflection of the staff. I am going to spend a bit of time here now demoting players that I just don't think are good enough. I have a squad size limit of 25 players, so planning the squad is actually really important right now. And another thing that's going to make the squad planning easier is the fact I'm now about to get rid of all the foreign players. Granted, there's a player here in Deji who I didn't know we had agreed to sign before I joined. He's an unexpected signing at centre-back, but with 17 jumping reach, he could be a set-piece weapon. He's a lot better than the player I was going to be playing at centre-back, so he might be quite good. Has also dawned on me, I've got a lot of right attacking mids in my team, and not many players who can play on the left. which is making me think that something fun and asymmetric could be the solution. Clubs in Saudi Arabia release players. I don't think there's any of these players I could actually sign, but this guy is actually Saudi Arabian and does want to join me. I absolutely should try and sign anyone like this. There's a release clause here that he wants, but actually, I'm fine with those, mate. I'm going to double his wages. I think this guy is legitimately good. Majed Al-Sabai. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Not that he's a real person, but in case there's someone called Al-Sabai watching, I'd like to try and get it right. Goes without saying, if my pronunciations are awful, I'm sorry. Please try and educate me down in the comments. I'm going to throw a bloody lot of money at this guy. His agent has told me that his client thinks it's a very acceptable offer. That is the line I was looking for on some other players, because that means with one press of continue, he wants to join me. I have this guy as a centre mid option. Actually, he can play on the left mid if needed. That might be the best signing we've made so far, and it took me 20 seconds, if that. Was there any other Saudi Arabian players released? It doesn't look like it, sadly. Thought I should probably look at the national team to see if there's more free agents. Al-Zarani is available, maybe. I say maybe, because Middlesbrough have already made an offer. I mean, if I throw more money than Middlesbrough can at him, can I sign him? I've got to add promises. This could be disastrous. This is one of those annoying situations, you know, where you have to give a player a load of promises, but I think no matter what I put in here, he's still not going to be happy. I'll play you a right attacking mid as a right winger. He still hates me. Okay, you know what? We'll put in a release clause if we have to. I mean, the release clause is £23 million to the teams in the higher division. That is absolutely fine. How much wage budget do I have left? The answer is I've got about £110,000 left. I'm really tempted to give this guy money to hopefully entice him to join me over Middlesbrough. I think I have to. He is really, really good. I mean, I say that actually. Is he better than Akdag, who we've got potentially joining us from Besiktas? This guy, by the way, you can see it has the potential. We did wonder about that before. I mean, Zarani is very good, but the fact he's also Saudi Arabian is just a big, big plus. Can maybe even play him at striker. Okay, you know what? I'm not going to completely break the bank on him, but I'll offer him what I think is like a beyond reasonable offer. And if it isn't enough for him, then we can reevaluate things. Blimey. Oh, let's get rid of the highest earner. I just feel like if I'm paying this much, I might as well go and get the guy from Besiktas. But if I suggest... I mean, he's accepted it. He's probably going to go to Middlesbrough anyway. I'll worry about it if he decides he wants to join us. Just looking through the other youth team stuff. There is a free agent goalie who's 19, who was released by Al-Hilal. I suppose we'll take him. He's in the national youth team as a goalie. I can't feel like that's a waste of money. You know what? I'm just going to get him to sign out. 350 quid. He loves it. But he is the only free agent, sadly. I feel like I should maybe scout these teams, although I feel like it's going to be primarily players playing not in the top division that are going to want to join me. Al-Sabai has joined us at centre mid. I love the look of this guy. He looks quality. I'm sorry to Al-Basha. You're probably going to be on the bench a lot this year now. I'm thinking that Abbasi, Al-Sabai and Mark might be kind of my holy trinity, shall we say, in the midfield. I feel like Al-Sabai here just looks like a great kind of box-to-box hyper-mobile player with well-rounded mentals and physicals. He's not got the best technicals, but he's a trier. Abbasi will be that creative force in the team. And then I feel like with players like Al-Karini and then Ataibi here, like we've got the little and large strike force too. Granted, I think these player roles will change. I think I could end up playing Al-Khani as maybe a pressing forward and maybe tell him to man-mark opposition right-backs just to kind of force him into that wider area. It is really going to be a 4-3-3, I think. Okay, Al-Khamiz, the left-back, has agreed to join us. Like the look of this guy a lot. It's not cheap, 3.6 million, but I think we're just going to have to pay a premium for Saudi players. And I'm not in danger of spending all my money anytime soon. And then Abdullah Darwish is also joining us. Another big transfer, really, at 2.5 million, but another really good centre-back that just gives us a little bit of depth that we were lacking. It's been all action to start things today. I've not really talked about the goalie. I think Hakimi is fine for the year. Really good in the air. Bit of a shot stopper. Of course, we've got Bislimi, who's come back from his loan. He was on loan at Luton. He will be using one of our foreign player spots. I've just noticed his squad status is surplus to requirements. That is not true at all. He is a star player. Like, he is so good at centre-back. I think Deji alongside him as well really complements him nicely. Of course, they are using 2 of our foreign player spots. The rest of the team, though, you know, for the most part here, it's Saudi Arabian players. Abbasi is the one exception. Mark, of course, is granted citizenship just as part of the rules of the save game. And I've just remembered, we have a new left-back to add. Al-Khamis, in you come, my friend. If we get in a right winger, and we've got 2 of them, we're hopefully going to sign at least one of them. I think Akdag is most likely. We've got the makings of a really good team. And you know what? It's like Football Manager heard me. Akdag is joining us. Welcome to the club. I almost feel like now I don't want the Saudi Arabian right midfielder that I was throwing loads of money at. It's definitely not worth it when I've got this guy joining us. He is quality. Ironically, he was literally one of the first players we looked at, but he just ticks all the boxes. He is so promising for the future. I've now just filled out a starting 11 and a bench. I really like the look of this team all of a sudden. And currently with the team, I'm using 4 foreign player spots. So I've still got 2 more spots if I want to use them. The current first team is 25 players if I was to register this entire team. So basically, I'm going to have 2 more spots for foreign players where I'm signing them to replace a Saudi player, if, obviously, the right foreign players are out there. I'm looking at the updated season preview here. We've creeped up a little bit, which feels slightly promising. And in fact, Bislimi has slid into the Media Dream 11 at centre-back with Mark at left-back. It's mad, you know. I've only been at the club like 2 weeks. I feel like we've almost done with everything for the transfer window. Now, as you might remember, I mentioned earlier, I started recording this video quite late. It's 1 AM now. I've still got to edit the video and get it up for midday. I was at a wedding all weekend. I probably should have recorded it before I went away, but I didn't have that level of foresight, and I was too heartbroken after everything that happened last year in Iran. I think for now we'll leave things here, but there's still a month till the season starts. In fact, there's nearly 2 months till the season starts. There's not going to be loads of transfers now because there is a hard limit of the squad of 25 players. But in terms of the tactical idea we've got going on, the signings of players like Abbasi, Akdag. Obviously, you can let me know what you think of Al-Khani as a transfer. And also Al-Sabai. But actually, I think a lot of these signings make sense. I've never managed in Saudi Arabia before, so I don't know what makes sense. I'm kind of just working off my own intuition, if I'm honest. But yes, because I don't want to be up too late recording and editing all of this, we'll leave things here for today. I hope you've enjoyed this as a little introduction to Al-Orobah. Next time out, we are going to be kicking off the season. Our first game is against Al-Orobah Club. They had a media prediction of 5th, but I have noticed with the updated preview, they're up in 2nd. That's going to be a massive first game in charge. From Singapore to Malaysia to Bangladesh, Iran, and now Saudi Arabia, the journey manager goes marching on. We're back tomorrow to kick off the new chapter with our first game in charge. I'll see you guys for that one. Leave a like if you enjoyed this one. It's me, Jack, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.